Hi, everyone. I'm Rajesh Nambiar, Director Learning Alliances, working with the Academic Alliance team here in APJ. Today, I have the pleasure of hosting this panel discussion, Career Talk on Getting RPA Professionals Closer to University Campus. As part of this panel, we have 3 eminent speakers. Let me take this moment to welcome each one of them. We have lovely Sinha, UiPath MVP, working with JPMorgan Chase as an associate. Welcome to this panel, lovely.
Hello.
Next we have Nisarg Kadam, UiPath MVP, working as an automation architect with WonderBotz.
Thank you, Rajesh. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Nisarg. And we have Mukesh Kala, who is also who's a UiPath MVP, working as an RPA developer with NatWest Group. Welcome to the panel, Mukesh.
Thank you, Rajesh.
Exciting. So I think great to have all three of you. You've had your journey from your campus to transition to a working professional who's associated with UiPath ecosystem. Thank you for taking the time. I have a few set of questions that we that we've been hearing from students from campus, and I'll just post it across to you for your comments and feedback. So let's get started here. As I mentioned, we would all love to hear your journey on how you started from your campus to taking up a career in UiPath, and how a career in UiPath has actually helped you, shape your individual performance or individual development as well. So we'll start with Lovely and then hear on from the other side.
Sure. So I'm first thankful to this initiative that I'm part in. I am very happy and ecstatic to be a part of this great initiative. We're talking about the automation education. So I started my career as a manual tester in the IT industry when I joined as a fresher. And I was too much curious to have a hands-on on the other technologies, being known as that a manual tester is a very tedious job. So I joined as a small group where a team of 4 people used to work on the emerging areas. And there I got to know about the automation. I explored the prominent tools of the automation, and then I upskilled myself with the certification, the free certification. And that's how I started my approach to automate the regression test into the automation test. And then that particular change gave me a lot of boost and impacted me in a different way, where automation journey has led to me as an RPA developer to the solution designer with the various architecting solutions. So this way, the automation has evolved, and I have prominently focused on this particular area because RPA and automation has been the focused area, and it is giving various opportunities with the enhancements as well, from the development to the AI solutioning part. So that's how it impacted my automation journey.
Amazing to hear that from you, to move from a software testing role to take up a role within UiPath ecosystem. I think I'll pass on this question to the other panelist, which is Nisarg. And then Nisarg, we would love to hear how you've transformed your journey with UiPath, how it started.
Thank you, Rajesh. And it's one of the most favorite story which I tell everyone whenever I go for a session or any events and community meetups. So back in time when I started, I completed my engineering and I joined industry. I was an automation tester. So I was trained on Java, I was trained on Selenium and Python a little bit to create workflows and automations based on Selenium. One day I got to know about UiPath from my colleague. So it was a very random discussion, and he told me that there's a software in the industry which can automate anything without actually having to code like Java and Selenium. So I was so curious. I started learning UiPath by myself. I started from UiPath Academy itself. I started getting my knowledge from UiPath community forums. And eventually I grew so much in the learning phase that I automated my own work, which I was doing. And then when my project found it out, so they were so curious to know how I automated everything using a UiPath tool. And that complete project went into UiPath, right from Selenium to UiPath. And that was my first automation project to convert. Then within 1 year of experience, how UiPath helped me actually to grow in my career, that within 1 year of experience in IT industry, I was directly working with CFO and CTO of the company to grow this RPA knowledge and technology in the current company. Within 2 years of time span, I was already RPA leader, and within 2.5 years of time span, I got to lead a COE team in the industry. That gave me such a huge opportunity that I got to work as an automation architect in the current role. And being UiPath MVP, I was able to help a lot of people and communicate and engage with the UiPath community and also college students. That eventually, I'm feeling like I have been just growing so much in last 4 years. So that's how it boosted my career.
Amazing, great to hear that from you, Nisarg. I think Mukesh, we will all be excited to, eagerly looking forward to hearing from you on how you started, and then how the transformation has been leading you for. Please.
Yeah, so for me also, I was never an automation developer. I started my career as a .NET developer. So I was trained in Java. I came to the industry. I started to work as a .NET developer, and I was primarily working on Visual Studio, some front-end thing. One day, I just found this tool, and that was a community event. I just attended, and I found that, yes, there is something which is tool and which is very close to what I'm working on. So the .NET thing, I was able to relate to automation. So I just quickly went, downloaded the software, and I just automated small thing. And I found like, yes, this is the thing which I have to do. This is the thing which I can do my complete day, and I want to do it. So that is why I started my career to the automation, shifted my career towards automation. I started with UiPath Academy, then completed the developer foundation that gave me all the tools, everything which I required to start my automation journey. Then I shifted my career completely from a .NET developer to an automation developer. I look for opportunity in the community. I look for opportunity inside the company. And then I was a full-time automation developer. Talking how it has impacted my career. So in last 5 years, I have been working with multiple brilliant minds because of the UiPath automation journey. I have been in a circle of UiPath MVPs, product managers, and CTOs and CEOs of it. And this is something which I can do in and out. It has a very, very positive impact on my career.
Oh, amazing. Okay. That's lovely to hear. All three of you share your journey. I think what's most important was you all, traditionally did not start off your career within UiPath, but then they were journeys. They were probably stepping stones that you've taken to actually lead this journey there. And I'm sure when you talk to college students or when you reach out to industry, the industry is much more mature compared to what it was earlier, right? So as what has been your experience when you go out to colleges, meet faculties, students? What is the knowledge level that you see? Because as I said, this is a new industry for them, and the opportunities are much bigger and wider compared to what it was in the earlier, and it's growing as well, right? So would love to hear from you on what has been your experience here talking to these universities and colleges. Yeah, maybe lovely. You can go in first.
Yeah. So I always believe through my experience that automation is not a constraint to any domain. And when I would first like to recall my first experience with the college students when as an alumni, I visited my college, and there I had a chance to talk about the RPA. And automation. So there I could see that because there is no constraint to it, any domain, even coming from the non-computer background, with the solution, with the platform which is available to the students, they can start with as the starting level itself. Without any prerequisite knowledge, anyone can start with it. And that actually gave me as a boost that even coming from the non-technical background, person can start their automation journey itself, knowing the different domains, different backgrounds. They can start it with a preliminary level, and they can look for the opportunities as well, so that they can get enhancement. They should not be pressured at all, and they always had a keen curiosity to know more. And coming with an automation, the way it behaves, the way the process works, the solution builds it, and the intuitive, friendly platform always excites the students, which I believe in. It's like a magical for them that how the bot can do the repetitive task and make this a robust solution. And even for the faculties, I believe that the excitement that the students is getting the exposure, the type of resources which is available, which is giving more interest to know that they can achieve more in this particular domain. It could be a good starter for someone who would like to go into this automation journey with the automation learning. So that's how I felt that it's a quite exciting with the resources available, and the entire end-to-end process of learning the automation has always been the excitement and the curiosity among the students and the faculties.
Thank you, lovely. I think we'll open up the question to Nisarg and then to Mukesh after that.
Yes, Rajesh. So experience of college, interacting with students and faculties is, something which I would describe it in a way. Students are always future. So whenever I interact with them, it's like I am giving something to this future and building and shaping this future. So it's always amazing interacting with students and college faculties. I have interacted with EPCET College, MESCO College in Pune, Symbiosis College in Pune. All these are engineering colleges. Jyoti Technical College of Engineering in Pune, then MPST College of Engineering and Management in Mumbai, and so many colleges. The list continuously goes on. So when I interacted with all of these colleges, I found out that students and the colleges have reached out to me, and they wanted to grow more, learn more, and know more about what actually is happening in the industry, on the industry level. So whenever I see and I interact with the students, it's always a great interaction and a lot of insightful questions and brilliant questions, which actually even sometimes gives me ideations to go back and work on them. And faculties, talking about faculties, so faculties are so much dedicated that they can go to any level. So I have seen faculties coming to the actual physical meetups of UiPath community to learn more about the products. I've seen faculties to communicate directly with me and learn more about a specific product of a UiPath so that they can go ahead and they can give that industry level knowledge to the students. And I have seen faculties which actually goes ahead and participates and promotes their students to participate in hackathons. So the culture of automation is growing rapidly in the education industry. That's what I see.
Thank you, Nisarg. Your comments, Mukesh?
Okay, so my experience with the college student has always been awesome because of the curiosity which the students bring. Whenever we go to the college and we show them, yes, this is how a RPA robot works and this is how it can be done. The moment we finish one explanation, I could see a lot of questions popping up that, can I automate my WhatsApp? Can I go to my university website and download my notes? And trust me, the questions are really, really insightful, as Nisarg has told. Somebody talks about taking automatic notes from the Zoom sessions. Somebody talks about an attendance management. Also, faculties are also part of it. So they are also interested in learning the RPA. Last week, I have got a request from a faculty of a college where she was doing some of the use cases and she was also participating with the students in an hackathon. And then they answered me that, yes, their solution was actually accepted in the final of the hackathon. So that is something which the impact has on the students as well as on the faculties. They are always ready to learn the new skills. And when we tell them that, yes, it's not only restricted to RPA, you can always do AI, ML on top of it, that is a feather on the crown. That really boosts their morale. Yes, that is something which I wanted to do. So yes, that is my experience with the students and faculties.
Thank you, Mukesh. I think it's an extraordinary effort for all of you to find time outside your regular work to go back to college, universities, and contribute back. Thank you so much for supporting this cause. I think you've been a very active member of the UiPath community and have been championing this cause. We look forward to actually making more impact in the coming months and years ahead. So typically when you go into a campus, right, I think the first question that everybody will pose to you is, how do I prepare myself for a career in UiPath ecosystem? And I think that's a very important, that is typically the first question that every student would come in, right? You've introduced me to automation, you've explained to me the technology, but what do you say? From your perspective, what do you suggest, are the steps that a student should take up in order to get themselves prepared to, learning building that portfolio, the skills that are needed, and thereafter landing with a job in our ecosystem. Maybe Lovely, we'll start with you, and then
Yeah. So that's a nice question. I would just give a tip on that. The way I started my RPA journey with the UiPath RPA Academy. Now it's UI Academy. So I would suggest to always go first with the training part, to go into the academy and learn and see the first to build the interest, to see that how the technology, how the UiPath platform it is, what are the different things that may be required. That way, a person can assess that whether this is the arena one has to explore on it. So I always believe that academy and training is the something which starts or should be started as the beginning level. Coming with that, then after evolving with the doing the multiple exercises on it, we have a great community group forum. So I always suggest that even if sometimes we do not come across with a multiple scenarios or something like that, but reading the post, reading the question and answers definitely gives an idea that what could be done through this automation. And this is something which could actually give an idea that what is possible and what cannot happen with the automation. So going with the academy and going with the documentations which the UiPath website provides for the each particular activities, the concepts arenas, that would be very helpful and supporting for someone who is going just starting with the UiPath. And definitely for if none of the questions has been answered, connecting with the MVPs, connecting with the peers, or connecting with the us, so that we can help and help on and get the expertise on, that will be definitely the best way to start with it. Thank you.
Sir, for your comments.
Yes. So on this, I always love to ask students first question: what is their motive to get started? So everyone has a different motive. Sometimes they have a motive to learn AI. So now I pitch in, RPA and UiPath is already working with future, right? So if you want to work in future and work with the future technology, so why not work with robots right now? So that before you get automated, you start automating first. Right? That is my tagline wherever I go, everywhere. Second, if people go ahead and they start talking about earning money, because that's a major concern, I ask them a very quick question that pick any coding language that you like and just type it on Google. What is the basic entry-level job salaries of this coding language in India? And then what is the basic salary of RPA developer starting salary in India? And it's always more than any technological language that you see. That is why I tell them the demand is very high and the supply is very low. So how do you start? Now, when the interest is grown in them, they eventually start looking at how do I start? So not to kill their interest by learning very quickly. And sometimes what they do is they end up learning very fast and then they do not spend time on practice, right? So we give them a plan. How do you start with it? So you start with a basic level knowledge first. Start gaining knowledge on object-oriented concepts, because that is much needed for any developer to get started with the development. So start learning object-oriented concepts. Start learning RPA basics. Start learning UiPath from Academy. Academy is the best source of learning platform that ever has been, because I have also learned personally from it. If you have any questions, reach out to someone, or if you're not able to reach out to someone, forum is there where you can get your questions answered within 1 minute, right? And then again, once they start, practice with each and every step and milestone that you do. Practice everything. Practice, practically in hand. They create a robots and share it with your friends, and share your experience with your colleagues. And then sometimes we ask them to grow eventually, how they move forward, grow eventually with the advanced level of knowledge and products. So that gives them a huge caliber. And at the end, deliver something which is like a hackathon solution, deliver something which is like a help for your own college purpose, right? Something which makes more sense. And also I personally promote this RPA projects to be included as a final year projects to the colleges. And I always talk about it with the faculty. That helps them a lot. So this is the learning path I give to them. And then there are so many other sources like YouTube, Twitter, post, LinkedIn post, blogs and tweets, and so many things which continuously keeps on bombarding. The knowledge base is increasing a lot.
Thank you, Nisarg. Mukesh, yeah.
Okay, so the majority of the three things which are required to start the RPA journey has been already covered by Lovely and Nisarg. So UiPath Academy, UiPath software, and the learning plan. On top of it, whenever I talk to the student, there is one question that I have started learning this RPA. Now, where should I implement it? right? So I tell them, you go to your college, or you just go to your personal, just see your routine, whatever you are doing on a repetitive basis, right? Let's say you are having 20 friends and you want to say happy birthday to them, but you don't remind it. Try to create a robot for that. Then I tell them, you create robot for filling, let's say, some of the mundane repetitive data in some website. Then the one which is pretty common across the college student is that comparing the price of an item in Amazon, Flipkart, different shopping website, and tell you that which is where it is getting cheaper, right? So they start from there. And then the next step is to tell them that you build something which is close to you and which you can actually put as a project, as Nisarg has told, right? When they go for a job opportunity, always a candidate who is having some project experience help, right? So we tell them you do and some hackathon project. We always redirect them to the use case repository of UiPath, where there are a lot of projects which are available. So they just can download the project, practice it, and put it in the resume that, yes, this is one of the project which I have completed. And once in the resume, they have the project that actually help them to move forward in the interview process.
Thank you, Mukesh. I think you've covered all the information, right from where to study, start your learning, and then how do you apply that knowledge that you've gained, and then showcase it to a prospective employees. But other than that, from your, since I also understand that you've also been part of recruitment teams. Any piece of advice that you want to give to prospective students? We also understand that they are, these are students who probably are just graduating from their colleges, or they are, they could be probably students who are working on other skills, and they're just trying to upskill themselves and come into that ecosystem. Now, maybe top one or two things that you probably want to have, want them to have on their resumes or CVs that you would probably want to share to the group. I think everybody would love to hear more on that. Maybe we'll start with Lovely, and then, yeah.
Sure. So few months ago, I had a chance to assess one of the hackathon project, and what I feel the gap that RPA implementation solution can be built in a various ways, but having a knowledge about the process definition and the solution design, which comes with an expertise, so that will give some more insights on how to build a robust solution. So this is something will be helpful for them to make a good delivery, and having with that understanding, this would be some as a tip for someone to add this in a resume, will give more insights that building a design solution and thinking about the productivity, the save, the cost, and about the product, the robust solution, the performance would give more enhancement to the CV, considering the solution can be built in a different way, but solution designing, process definition will definitely give a boost for them if they have that understanding. Yeah.
Thank you, Lovely. Maybe Nisarg, Lovely shared her perspective on how hackathons, how differently you could actually be part of these hackathons. But then, yeah, Nisarg, from your side,
Yes.
What has been your experience? Yeah.
So I have been active participant of interview process and mainly college interview processes, where we go on campus hirings and we go on, majority of the campus hiring happens in in the part of India. So what I have seen in all this experience, that talking about what are the gaps that are there between what actually we expect and what is the gap. So sometimes there is a lack of object-oriented concept, because what we look for is a developer person, is a starting developer person, right? So at least we expect is not a professional pro-level knowledge on the tool, but at least majority of the concept of development and object-oriented concepts. Then what we look is that person at least have ideation on robotic process automation, basic understanding on RPA. Sometimes there is a lot of understanding and sometimes there is not actually. Now, why that gap happens? Because we have seen, faculties and college give very less amount of time for a student to practice before the interview actually happens. So like the interview is scheduled during the month of November, and then college would, force students to learn RPA in October, and that would give them a very less amount of time. So I would prefer that if they have more amount of time to learn about this technology, then right from the beginning, they can prepare as such for that particular interview process. So that is one gap which I have seen. But yeah, the majority of the skill sets that we expect and that we have seen in students, are good level of good level of understanding of the process, good level of problem solving technology, good level of understanding the problem and then giving a proper solution, writing algorithms. And I have also seen many students giving experience of actually creating robots for their own personal lives, for their moms, for their dads. I have seen a couple of students talking about how they created a robot for their own college library project, and then they implemented it and it solved a huge amount of a problem. So it is quite nice to see a lot of use cases being actually applied on the real time, because that is what we usually promote. And those are the skill set that we look for in any student. And obviously it would give a high amount of chance if they actually complete some of the diplomas from UiPath Academy, and then they keep those attachments with the CV, or mention that in the CV. Or if they actually complete a basic level examination of UiPath certification, which is UI RPA, if at least they can complete that, we give a highest preference to the candidates and students.
Perfect. Thank you, Nisarg. I think, yeah, that's a good insight that you've shared. More use cases, more activity that they can show. Mukesh, from your experience in the recruitment.
Yeah, so whenever I take a fresher resume, I know that, yes, this guy is coming directly from straight away from the college, right? I cannot expect a more high level and a mature project on the resume. But what I would expect is at least some of the project. It may be a small POC project. It can be a small personal project. And one thing which I would like to share via this platform to students is that whatever you put into the resume, right, you should be aware of that thing. I have been to the colleges, I have seen the resumes. To impress the interviewer, we put a lot of skill set. I put UiPath, AI, ML, DU, insights, lot of product, Python and everything, right? That is good. If you are aware of it, that is very good. But the thing is, you should only put the things which you are aware of, right? I do not want a master of all the trades, but whatever you have put in the resume, if you are able to tell me that, you are a good candidate. And the second thing is, you should have an automation mindset, that you should not just take the automation as an automation. You should overall think from a mindset of an automation. That comes when you actually complete the academic courses, you do some of the solution, you talk to the industry expert. So that is where I tell the student, you not only complete the academy, but you onboard yourself to the UiPath community events, where you at least hear the speaker. You might not understand what he is talking to, but if you gradually start attending the community events, you would be fully aware of the entire ecosystem of the UiPath. And the next thing is, there are some students who are actually talking about the latest updates of UiPath. They are always on the top that, yes, this is new addition to UiPath. They are aware of the version. So that definitely gives them a boost over the other candidate, where the interviewer feel that, yes, this is candidate is someone who is actually interested in the automation journey. So yeah, these would be my points to add.
Thank you, Mukesh. I think just as a last question to all of you, you are all very active. You are part of UiPath community. If let's say a student wants to start something in his university or college, how do you think he or she should actually approach it, right? Can we look at mentors? I mean, maybe in a quick 1 or 2 sentences, if you could summarize, what could be the first, the things that they should start off with?
I think they should join the student developer community, or
Okay.
they can apply for the student developer champion, or they can connect to the champion itself and to check that what is happening, which program is getting executed locally, and they can collaborate and grow together. That would be my take.
Okay, thank you. Yes, sir.
Yes, so I will give a very quick example. What I've seen is, recently when I have been interacting with Symbiosis College, what I've seen, they have started their own RPA club in-house. And what they're doing is they're promoting that RPA club as to something which students can grow in technically. And also they feel very competent while they are in that particular club. At the same time, they're learning RPA and UiPath parallelly. While they're learning it, the college keeps on giving them points and actually involves their final product, what they learn throughout this club, as a final year project. And while doing that, they take help and they also contribute back to UiPath community on forum, and also on couple of places where they can post their insightful ideas. And that's where I recently saw a couple of students participating in the hackathon of UiPath as well. And that's where I promote them more and more to join such engagements of UiPath community, join us in the community events. And as Lovely already mentioned, join us in the student champion program. That will give you a huge identification in the community of the students.
Thank you, Nisarg. Mukesh, for your comment.
Yeah, so most of the things are covered by my colleagues. So the one thing which I always tell, apart from that, if you want to grow in this area, is that whatever you do, you just post it over the social network and you get yourself connected to the industry experts, to the MVPs, to the people from UiPath, and you just publish your work. I developed an automation. This worked like this. You never know, because I have seen people from LinkedIn getting jobs as a fresher by just putting whatever they know about automation. They might not be expert, but the people see that, yes, you have a mindset of an automation developer. You are doing something. Let me give you an opportunity. So on the top of that, this is something which I wanted to add.
Thank you, Mukesh. I think the message is clear for students. It is learn, share, and network, right? And that helps you build your career. I think we've run out of time. But then it was exciting to actually have all three of you share your journey and also guide on your experience, and then how you would, you probably want a student to look at their careers from. I think it was an amazing discussion. Thank you so much to all the three MVPs who've joined us, lovely Sinha, Nisarg, Kadam, and Mukesh Kala, for their time. I hope these sessions are, you will see more and more students take up UiPath as a career opportunity, and we'll see our ecosystem grow. Feel free to connect with them on LinkedIn or other social, all professional platforms. They are all social networks, so please feel free to follow them. I hope the insights shared are beneficial for our community, and as I said, we look forward to having more students take up the UiPath as a next career opportunity for them. Thank you so much. Thank you once again. Please join us for our next session, which is setting competencies and certification standards in automation, and see you later for the live networking tables that we have with other educators and other eminent speakers as part of it. Thank you so much.